Every one of us is tasked with bringing the world to perfection. This week's Parsha reveals a secret to help us do just that. Division, factions, my group and your group, Sadducees and Pharisees, Hasidim and Misnagim. Do you wear a knit kippah, a velvet kippah, or none of the above? Do you daven at an Orthodox shul, conservative, reform, or none of the above? Do you root for the Blue Jays, the Mets, or even the Red Sox? Throughout our history, the Jewish people have liked to make boxes, and that internal division has been a plague. Our mission as a people requires unity, but unity is so hard with so many boxes. Parashah Tetzaveh contains an early example of this division and maybe a hint on how we could overcome. The Parsha describes the special clothing that the Kohanim would wear. 4 special garments for an ordinary Kohen, 4 additional ones for the Kohen Gadol. Amongst the 4 special garments for the Kohen Gadol is the Choshen, the special breastplate. Let's read how Hashem describes to Moshe how to construct that special breastplate. Then take 2 stones and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel, 6 of the names on one stone and the names of the remaining 6 on the other stone. So right here, we have the Jewish nation, forged in Egypt, miraculously taken out and across the Sea of Reeds, standing together, united as one at Mount Sinai, receiving Torah. And now, none other than Hashem takes this single united people and tells Moshe to put half of them on the left-hand stone and half on the right-hand stone. Maybe putting 6 tribes on each of the stones was a practical decision. Maybe it was a specific design choice. But human nature, and indeed Jewish nature, seems to latch onto the smallest of differences and use them to create division. I'm on the left-hand stone. Which one are you on? But let's look extra carefully at the language Hashem used to tell Moshe how to construct the Choshen. Hashem doesn't say, put 6 names on the one stone and 6 on the second. There's an extra word in there, hanotarim, the remaining. Hashem says to put 6 names on the first stone and the remaining 6 on the second. Hanotarim is a unifying word. The names on the second stone are not a separate group from the first. They're remaining from the same group. We're one group of 12 tribes, not 2 groups of 6. We don't have to all be on the same stone to be united as one people. Chaverim, my friends. Before October 7th, our people were as divided as we have ever been, politically, religiously, culturally, geographically. October 7th brought us together in a way we haven't seen in generations. External threats tend to bring people together. But coming together in response to an external threat isn't enough. To borrow from Pirkei Avot, unity that depends on a specific cause, when that cause ends, so does that unity. Unity that does not depend on a specific cause, that unity never ends. If our unity is as a response to October 7th, when the threat is no more, the unity will disappear. We've already seen signs of that in recent months. But our unity doesn't need to be imposed on us from an external threat. Yes, we're 12 tribes, different families with varying traditions and ways to express our Jewishness, but we're all from the same people. 12 tribes of one people, 6 on one stone and the remaining 6 on the other. So velvet kippah, knit kippah, or none of the above. Orthodox, conservative, reform, or none of the above. Rooting for the Blue Jays, the Mets, or even the Red Sox. A Jew is a Jew is a Jew. Let's unite as one people, one family, not as a response to October 7th, but because we all stood together as one at Mount Sinai. Let's stand together as one again right now. That's one thing we can learn from this week's Parsha. How will you step up this week to bring the world a little closer to perfection? Shabbat Shalom and Am Yisrael Chai.